I review a lot of tech over the course of a year, and the Fiido T1 Pro has to be one of my favorite pieces of tech that I've covered. Okay, so, Step one of trying to be cool, complete fail. All right, let's try that again. Yeah. I love it a lot, my family loves it a lot, and after several months with the Fiido T1 Pro, I feel like I have a pretty good grasp of everything that it brings to the table, and I can answer you guys' questions if you're looking at buying this e-bike in 2023. If you're new here, my name is Dave and I do tech. So on the front end here, you have a couple of cool things happening. So over here on your right-hand side, you have a Shimano 7-speed gear system where you can shift up and down on the gears. You have your throttle over here on the front end, which is really responsive. And if you're on that 3rd speed setting, prepare yourself because it has very significant kick. Something that I really do appreciate about the handlebars is that they sort of have this flared bottom on the end, which just sort of naturally supports your wrist. So when your hands are over the handlebars, your wrists don't really sink down, but they sort of have a platform to lay on. For me personally, as someone who has ridden this a lot, I find more and more that I really appreciate that small detail, and it helps support your wrists. I like it a lot. Over here you have an electronic horn. Yeah, it's not the most pleasant sounding sound. However, if you need to get somebody's attention, this definitely is going to do the job. All right, so real quick, if you were like me when you're first popping this bad boy open, wondering how the heck you get the battery out, look over here at the key. So you're going to push this in, and from this position, you're going to push in and tilt it over here, and it's going to say unlock. From there, in the very center of the seat, there's a little button that you can press, and then you can flip this up, and then you can just slide the battery out. If you really need to, there's going to be these prongs over here on the bottom side if that's something you need to do. This is not something I've needed to do, but if you're someone that likes to know how things work, this is how you do it. Display with your speed, your battery life, the mileage you've accumulated on your trip. Bottom button, you can cycle through the gears. So you have 1, 2, and 3, 3 being your maximum speed and 0 being nothing. So in a lot of these shots, you guys are going to see that this switch cover actually came off. That was my fault. I was using my phone trying to get footage for you guys of me riding the bike. Don't do that. Yeah, don't try that at home. But anyway, I reached out to Fiido and they actually sent me a replacement for the switch. I would say within maybe 5, maybe 6 days. It was a very quick turnaround. And so if you're worried about the company actually backing their product, especially spending this much money on an e-bike, they definitely have you covered, and it works perfectly. Up here, you can toggle on and off your dome light. Now, I must say that the front light on this is excellent. I've ridden another e-bike before, and the light is usually a little bit smaller. This covers a large area. Over here, you have this switch which allows you to give high beams or low beams. Now, usually the switch mechanism isn't just readily noticeable like this. I sort of made a mistake where trying to get a footage of me riding and my phone kind of hit this because I hit a bump. It's not safe, don't do that at home. And so this panel kind of came off, but easy switch, still works perfectly. High beam and low beam. All right, so the name of the game for this e-bike is power and utility. So you have a 750 watt motor down here on the bottom, and this entire frame is incredibly strong. So this can support up to 200 kilograms of weight, or about 440 pounds. You're getting 120 of that up front and 80 of those kilograms over here in the back. Now the back is nice because this can support up to 176 pounds of weight. You can push that a little bit more in my testing with like another human being. They don't necessarily recommend that, but you seem to be able to get a bit more out of this than what's rated for. But because the frame, suspension system, and the motor are also strong, you can ride this over any terrain. You can have book bags and satchels on the back end. You can have additional weight over here in this front basket, and it's gonna carry along without seeming like it's slowing down at all. I was able to have myself several bags on the back, some in the front, and I'm still able to hit that maximum 20 mile per hour speed. Now, speaking of suspension, you're getting a system here where in very simple terms, you can make the suspension more stiff so there isn't any give when you're riding, or you can make it a lot more lenient and forgiving. My personal recommendation if you're going to be riding is if you know you're going to be doing just road or street riding, make the suspension a little bit stiffer. It feels better in terms of like the handling and the responsiveness. There's something about it that's just a bit more crisp. Or if you know that you're going off-roading on grass or on stone or through rock, dirt trails, through the woods or something like that, which this thing is more than capable of, I would loosen up the suspension so that way there's more give in the front end. There's a lot of give there because on the way over here to this park, it's not just roads. There's also a lot of side streets, trails, gravel lots and things like that. And so having, put it simply, it helps a lot when you're not feeling every little thing on the road. In addition to that, this seat here also has a shock absorbing system here. I find this really, really nice. Whether you're a male or a female, I think you'll appreciate that when you're hitting a hard curb, you're not feeling all of the hard curb, if you pick up what I'm putting down. Yeah. Now, for some reason, the microphone did not really pick up what I was saying here, but long story short, you're using a hydraulic brake system here, and so the braking is both smooth and powerful, and so when you're in a pinch and need to make sure that you're braking in those tight situations, rest assured this brakes fantastically. Okay, so if you ask me, I think that the more important thing, right, beyond all of the numbers that you're getting here on the spec sheet, like the brushless motor, the 750 watt motor, the 20-inch tires, outside of all of those things, how does this actually ride on a day-to-day basis? And man, I mean, if you ask me, I think that no matter what terrain that you're riding on, be it like a normal street like the one that you saw behind us, or if you're on grass, bumpy road, if it's hilly or rocky, no matter what terrain you're driving on, this does an amazing job of being accurate and responsive no matter what you're trying to do. I'm able to actually like lean into the bike or lean into turns more without fearing that I'm going to completely wipe out. I think the 20-inch tires and the treads here have a lot to do with that. But basically, no matter what terrain you're on, this is a smooth ride and it's really a joy to use. So if you're worried about actual ride, I don't think you have much to worry about. All right, guys, so my dad and I just got caught in a pretty heavy rain, not a light rain, like a pretty significant. As you can see, the bike is covered in lots of rain. Again, it was a pretty significant downpour, and the bikes rode fine. We had probably like another 2.5-3 mile ride back home in it. Seal held up well. Everything's working good. Impressive. So I almost forgot to do this part, I almost left, but thank you guys so much again for stopping by and hanging out. If you want to see other tech content I have coming here to the channel, I'm looking to branch out a little bit more, but I do a lot of like tech and phone reviews. Hitting the subscribe button is the best way to do so. Thumbs up goes a long way to helping me out here on the channel. If I helped you out, if you have any other questions, please let me know in the comment section down below. Yeah, as always, have a fantastic remainder of your day, afternoon, or night, depending on the time it is you are watching this. And as always, peace, love, and adios. Bye guys, have a great day.